Finishing up the first half of session, Senator, a lot of time spent, in fact, I think just about all the time spent on the floor of the Missouri Senate this week was on one particular bill, and that's Senate Bill 49.
Yes, it pertains to some of the transgender things that are going on in our society today. I think there's pretty much agreement in the general population, regardless of your political party, that it isn't right to perform surgeries on children to turn them into the opposite sex from what they were born as. I also think the majority of people think that it's wrong to give kids different drug treatments that can have some very serious long-term effects. We have the bill. We have negotiated with everyone in the Senate and really basically would like to pass the bill and have included all of the things he has in there. We want to stop the drug treatments. We want to stop the surgeries. We want kids to be able to become adults before they make decisions like that. There's really no way that someone who isn't an adult can understand the impact of making a decision that you cannot reverse. So we consider it morally wrong. We would like to guard children's health, help them grow up into an adult, and then if at some point in their life they decide they need to go into something like this, then at least they're an adult and they have all the information and can make an informed decision for themselves.
There's probably a lot of people who are asking, why hasn't this been done? And you've been in the Senate a while. Well, I've been around here a long time. We both know that there's a process for things.
You know, I like to tell people I am willing to go to war for what I believe to be the right thing. And I really think most of the people in the Senate feel the same. But you don't go into a battle without a specific strategy. And sometimes that strategy has not been thought through. Regardless of how you feel about something or how strong you believe something needs to be done, there's almost always someone else in the Senate who feels exactly the opposite. The Senate is a deliberative body, and in that body, literally one person can stop almost anything. And the only way to get past that, if you come into that situation, is by deploying the previous question, which is a method to cut off an endless filibuster and allow a measure to come to a vote. But you don't employ that measure in the middle of session. And so that's kind of where we found ourselves this week. We did actually have negotiated about 90% of what we wanted. And there were several senators who felt, let's go ahead and pass that, send it to the House. They will probably strengthen it, send it back, and we'll be toward the end of session. And if we need to employ the previous question, we can do that then. But we could not get an agreement from everyone on our own side that if we brought what we had negotiated to the floor, that they would not then try to amend it, which basically would put us right back where we were in the beginning. So I made the decision after we had the caucus vote what they wanted to do. I made the decision to adjourn, and we're thinking through what the strategy will be. I have no doubt that we will achieve what we want to, but we have to have a good strategy, and everybody's got to be on the same page. So we look forward to doing that when we get back.
Again, we're at the halfway point. This issue with this bill aside, this is your first year as Majority Floor Leader. How would you rate how success has gone or how things have progressed in the first half?
Well, you know, we have a lot of good people in the Senate. Whenever we have encountered a little bump in the road, which is inevitable, there's a lot of type A personalities in the Senate. I've been able to talk with people. I think communication is key. Sometimes I'll bring in other senators who have close relationships with somebody who maybe has an issue and we need to sit down and try to work it out. So, I mean, I think it's gone pretty well. We've had, of course, disagreements, but we tackle those right away. We don't let those sit and fester, so to speak. So my theory is that you be honest, you be fair. I've made a couple of mistakes, and I'm always willing to go to a senator and apologize to them if I've made a mistake. I've done that a couple of times. So, you know, I think people believe that I'm honest and fair, and they'll work with you if they believe that. So I think we've done pretty well.